Hi everyone. This is something really so spectacular that I want to share with you guys. It's happening tomorrow morning, Australia time. So here's the chart. It's set for Melbourne, Australia, which will be the 2nd of February at 10:20 a.m. And so please adjust that according to your location. Here's what I want to point to. This is just pure magic, just to bring magic up again, because there really is such a thing called magic. And I feel it makes me sad when I see people that, um, well, that don't believe it or don't have a connection to it. Okay, so there's Neptune. Note the degrees. It's 27 degrees and 59 minutes. So that is a minute away from clicking over to 28 degrees. The North Node in Pisces is 28 degrees. Venus is 28 degrees and the Moon is 28 degrees. And as you can see, it would have been great if we could have had Neptune on the 28th degree as well, but there's a reason, might be completely unknown to us from the source as to why that's not possible. Because if we keep animating the chart and go forward to get Neptune to 28 degrees, the moon would have moved away from that degree and Venus and so forth. Okay. So the other thing, before I start unpacking a little bit about what I think this means, just also remember that the 27th degree of Pisces is the highest exalted degree of Venus. So there are, when planets are in exaltation, which they are at different planets in different signs, there's also something that's called the exaltation degree. And the exaltation degree for Venus happens to be 27 degrees. What does that mean? Well, think about the word exaltation. What does it mean to be exalted? Just think about what that word means. Venus in her exalted position is obviously a Venus that has perhaps we could say a really high frequency of what she can offer and give and connect to and connect with and love and share and receive from the point of view of her position in Pisces. So Venus exalted in Pisces, any planet that's in an exalted position is set to be quite a powerful placement for that planet. And I can tell you it is. I have Mars in Capricorn, that's exalted. I have the Venus in Pisces, that's exalted. I have the Sun in Aries, that's an exalted position. So planets in exaltation do have something quite powerful about them. And of course, it varies for each individual as to what that will mean exactly. But is there something in the theory and understanding of a planet being in its exalted position? Absolutely. So, Venus yesterday, well, not yesterday, I should say right now, because the chart we're looking at is for tomorrow. So, right now, in this moment that I'm speaking, Venus is on the 27th degree, which means she's in her exalted degree right now, as I actually speak to you. And by tomorrow morning, we are going to have the moon catch up to the Venus North Node Neptune. And this is a very important portal, an important aspect of Venus's journey. Now, Venus is an evening star at the moment. And by later this month, by around about the 16th or 17th of February, Venus will be at her brightest point in the sky before she pretty much vanishes, okay, to ultimately, turn retrograde and then form her conjunction to the sun and so on and so forth. That's a separate component, that's a separate story. That's a separate video, which again, I will come back to speak to. But really, all I wanted to do in this moment is inspire you to really tune into this quadruple conjunction between the moon, Venus, Neptune, and North Node, because the moon the moon actually catches up with Venus every month, and there's something very special about that particular portal every month, right? And one way to think about it would be, I mean, there's some astrologers out there that have done some very specific work on that, where they correspond it to the chakras, and they correspond it to the seven gates of Inanna and just a number of other different things, right? But you can even just think about it in even more simple terms, just simply from the point of view of what does the moon do? The moon's gravitational energy, right? First of all, it connects to the ocean, the seas, the waters. It connects to women's cycles. It connects to our emotional body. It's a container. The moon is a container for the past, for feelings. Well, there's a number of different things, security, so on and so forth, right? But essentially, it's a container, right? Like a big, giant, massive cup that holds everything together and then gives it some kind of form. So the moon forming this conjunction tomorrow morning with Venus, what it's showing us is it's opening a door, if you like. It's opening us to that container so that we can totally absorb and embody and integrate with that Venus in Pisces, North Node in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, and look at the moon, Venus, Neptune. They're all on the same degree. This is not a phenomenon you would see very often, and particularly because Neptune is, towards the end of Pisces and will not be there. Neptune will not be at this degree in this sign for another 164 years. So there's something very, very, very profound. Now, my recommendation would be to really just, if you are called to do this, or if this appeals to you, to just take a moment. It's tomorrow morning for me in Melbourne, so it'll be a particular time for you based on your location, and just tune into the energy, however you want to do that. If you want to go for a swim, if you want to go for a walk, if you want to meditate, if you want to listen to music, it doesn't matter, how one does that. What matters is how it feels for you and how you feel into this portal. That's what's important. And it is a unique way of approach or way of experience for each of us. The point is just to be aware of it so that you can actually consciously tune into it, because the moon is a container. It's like a doorway that takes you straight into this energy. And furthermore, what you tune into during this time, which may connect to certain dreams, visions. It might be certain intentions that you're setting. It might be things that you're really completely letting go of with a heart-centered position, really from your heart, letting it go with love as opposed to letting it go with anger or resentment or disappointment, or, I've just had enough of this shit, or whatever it may be. But just really releasing it into the pure frequency, light, source, love, light of the entirety of everything, of all existence, everywhere, here, in every other universe, in every in the infinity of everything, to tune into that and to release that into that space, right? Without without judgment, without conditions, without expectations, but with pure, pure, pure faith. And understand, because I mentioned this in a recording I did, I think it was yesterday. I was talking about Neptune and the North Node and Venus again, and I was talking about dreams. And this is just an extension of that, really. But this is it just adds another layer because the moon is now, but by tomorrow morning we'll catch up to this very spectacular portal, which does speak to certain things dissolving. And if we can allow those things to dissolve through the deepest place of love, and the North Node brings in the new alliances that we make. The North Node very much speaks to new alliances, new associations, and new connections that we make. And here it is lining up with Venus and the moon, and the moon is a doorway, is a container which we can very easily step into. The moon, really corresponds to our emotional state, on a moment to moment basis. Excuse me. The moon, as it moves, through the zodiac and throughout the day, it moves very fast, right? It's the fastest moving planetary body in the chart, right? So it moves very quickly. That's why our moods can can be up and down, left, right, whatever, can sway, can flow, can move in any sort of direction pretty quickly in just a space of 24 hours. So this window right here, it's only going to be there for a short period of time. You really need to capture that moment if you wish, if it calls you. I feel something so pure, so magical, so blissful, so blessed about this particular portal, regardless of the immediacy of whatever we might be going through at the moment, because all of us have, a different story with different hardships, different experiences, different challenges in this world on the stage of reality. I know so many people around me, including myself. I've recently been through some pretty traumatic experiences, so on and so forth. And it's not like we can make that just evaporate. We need to work with that and tend with that, as best as we can. But the point is, by tuning into this particular energy, you can set something into this kind of it's like an infinite frequency, a stream that has almost no beginning, no end. It's just this infinite stream. And it's just a pure magical phenomena and moment happening, at a particular moment for all of us to receive and to give. It's very, very special. It's magical. It's powerful. So I'll leave that with you. I hope it inspires you to take note of it, be aware of it, tune into it, and no matter what is going on, to put it all aside, even if it's just for half an hour, to sit with this energy. And the benefit is beyond words. The benefit may not be a tangible result that you will see in the immediate moment, whether that's in the moment or whether that's days ahead or whether that's months ahead. You don't know when it will completely be realized within you, because that's going to be a different time for all of us. The point is to just be aware of this now and really just appreciate the gracefulness of this pure, exalted stream of frequency, which is extremely high. Much love to you all.